Hello class, as I stated in my previous announcement, I would post a subsequent announcement to discuss some of the other assignments that are due in week 7 and 8. So specifically, let's look at week 7 really quick. I'm just going to click on the week. You're going to see that signature assignment number 2 is due. So if you have been keeping up with all these different non-graded work activities, hopefully this assignment will not be too overwhelming. Now once again, I'm going to click on the course information page and I will scroll down to assignments for Psych U 480. In this folder, you're going to find multiple components to the signature assignment number 2, the annotated bibliography, the KSAO assignment, the resume. So these are all components, and again, if you go outside of the folder, I'll just scroll down again, you will see it listed graded, 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 graded. So these other ones are components of the larger assignment. So once again, I'm going to click back inside the folder, and let's actually just look at the signature assignment document. So we're going to click on this link here, and it's going to detail what is expected. Of course, this is the second signature assignment in Psych 480. So there's several different components throughout the paper. You're going to be reflecting on things that you learned in your education, and then how you're going to apply this to different work environments, and then also look at career opportunities and requirements. So this is all a process and a component to your reflection and thinking about the future. So there's several parts to the signature assignment. The first part is your program reflection. Now once again, if you've completed the activity that was listed in earlier weeks, hopefully this part is already finished. So you're going to look at 5 different courses that were the most meaningful to you, 2 courses that are part of the core requirements, 2 courses that are psych elective, and a course other than the domain of psychology. So that's how those 5 courses are going to be broken down. You can do more of these if you want, but the minimum is 5. When you do this, you're going to reflect on these different courses, and then here is just a list of some that you can think about in regards to, you need to select at least 2 for the core courses, for the elective, and the non-psychology courses. It talks about here specifically what is expected, and the reflection should be between 400 and 500 words. And for the psychology elective, same thing, and the non-psychology course. So that's the first part of this component of part 1. And then you're going to look at research studies. So if you completed your annotated bibliography that was outlined in week 5, this is where it goes. Once again, you can go back to the course information page, and you will notice there is a whole link about the annotated bibliography. So if you're struggling about this, that's where you can go back to and look about the annotated bibliography. Part 2 is where we're going to apply this further. So this is where, when you filled out the KSAOs and the comparison of ONET and your own skills, interview transcript, that you're working on that. So in this section, you're going to compare the KSAOs to your KSAOs, the job KSAOs, to that, and think about that. We talked about in week 6 specifically finding the job in ODET, thinking through that. There's various documents in week 6 that will guide this through you as well. So as part of this section, you're going to need to be able to fill out this table. So you're going to look at the table and fill out the table and complete that table to reflect upon the KSAOs that are required and the ones that you currently possess. Then the interview component comes in here as well. And that's, of course, a separate assignment, but you're going to interview and integrate the interview assignment into this document. So you just can merely pull that in. You're not going to have to do it again, but pull that in. And then reflect upon volunteer work in your community, 400 to 500 words. So that is what is expected of you in this paper. You have part 1 where you're reflecting upon 2 core courses, 2 electives, and 1 non-psychology class, and you're discussing that. You're going to have your annotated bibliography, and then here you're going to have the KSAOs and the job KSAOs table. Throw in your interview transcript, reflection of the volunteer work, and then the last component that is not included on here, but you will see it in number 4, is your resume. So that is what is included in signature assignment number 2. If you would like, you could go back to the course information page and check on the rubric for signature assignment number 2. And here, once again, there's all the different components that you will look at in order to make sure you can receive the highest score. Making sure your writing mechanics are good, that you have the section on the psychology classes that spells out what's needed, reflection of other academic classes, annotated bibliography, the KSAOs, the interview transcript, volunteer reflection, the resume, and then some continued applications about how you're weaving these different things together. So that is what I will be using to grade signature assignment number 2. Moving on to the final portfolio. This is due at the end of week 8. So let's click on this link. Well, here is the rubric, but let's go back, and first we will look at it in the folder. This is graded. It's a Word document, so hold up here while I pull it for you. So basically, first actually let me go to week 8. For the final portfolio, you will see in week 8, if you click under assignments, it states, over the last several weeks you've been building sections of your portfolio. So we've been doing this over all these weeks within the class. The 2 signature assignments are the main components of this portfolio. All you need to do to submit this, as long as you've done everything that you've needed to do, is to create a cover page and a table of contents. Submit your final portfolio here in week 8 and use this checklist, which I now have, I'll show you real quickly, to make sure that everything's included. So you want to create an intro, table of contents, and then all these things in the middle should be in your paper already, in your portfolio. We've done all these different components from the personal mission statement all the way down to the resume is in your signature assignment 1 and number 2. So you need to simply create your introduction and your table of contents and a title page. And that's basically what it says here. And that's where you submit it. So the final portfolio is worth quite a few points, but if you've been submitting your assignments, making any editing to them as needed, you will have a quality final portfolio. As always, like I said, you can look on the final page of the course information to look at the rubric to figure out how it's going to be graded. If you've made the changes that you've needed to, that I've suggested to you, you will get a high score on your final portfolio. And then the final assignment of this class, let's go down again. Well, let's just look at week 8 first. I apologize for scrolling everywhere. Is the creative assignment, what psychology means to me. Now, this is where you submit your assignment in week 8, and if you have a link, make sure you attach it to the comment section. So the important thing to know is it's going to be what you want it to be. It's a creative project. There's not much instructions to the project. It could be a poem, a photo album, a short video, a short story, whatever you would like it to be. But again, if we go back to the course information page, you can go down to the folder, creative assignment, what psychology means to me, and here's a PDF link about the specific instructions. So it needs to be created, integrative. It could be a slideshow, a poster, a poem, a song, a memory book, but it's creative, so there's no right or wrong. You're going to attach it into the discussion thread under week 8 and share it with your classmates. So you're really integrating what it means to be you. There's no official rules or guidelines because we want to make sure that you're creative with this project. So if you go back on to the course information page and you go down to the rubric, you will see there's a rubric for this as well. Rubrics everywhere, right? So you can look at this rubric to really see where the points are going to be broken down in regards to aesthetic and creativity, writing mechanics, if you have spelling grammar that is accurate, connectivity, having that connection, originality, and effort. That's how you're going to be graded. And you can see the main chunk here is the effort. So the project's looking complete, you have effort, you put it together well. It really depends what you want it to be. But those are some of the main components that are due within the last few weeks of class. You have your signature assignment number 2, which includes so many things hopefully that you've been working on, your final portfolio, and your creative assignment. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm hopeful that this video helps to clear anything up, that doesn't cause any additional confusion, but if it does, if it did, reach out to me, okay? I hope you're doing well, and I hope we can all get through these last bits of reflection, these last few weeks of class with success. Thank you. I'll talk to you later.